Welcome back to another episode of Rise Talk. I'm your host for the day, Carly, and today we have here.
Cam, hey, how are y'all?
How are you?
I'm great. You know, it's good to be back. If you haven't, this is your first episode, just stay tuned. We're just gonna be yapping pretty much. Uh I'll let you take over since you're running things today.
Okay. First question of business is, should pizza be folded when you're eating it?
Should pizza be folded? I'm gonna say no, but I've definitely met some people on this earth that feel otherwise.
They strongly
Strongly.
feel otherwise.
Kind of on like some I'm trying to think of another weird like thing that people are just very specific about or very like OCD-ish about. But yeah, that's the folding pizza. You'd have to find the pizza. It's like the people that have to dip their pizza in ranch. I would say people that fold their pizza are up there with people that have to dip their pizza in like a dip. I met people that have said their pizza has to have a dip or they won't eat the pizza.
Right. I'm gonna say no as well
Mm-hmm.
because I just feel like you don't enjoy it as much as when you just eat it regular.
Yeah,
Yeah.
regular.
Or people who eat pizza with like silverware.
Do you think they're trolling?
No, not necessarily.
Like,
It's like it can be like really greasy on the bottom. I get
so
that.
you've done it?
Yeah,
But I feel like so.
every time.
But so for people that do that, when is the appropriate setting? Because I feel if you're at a restaurant and you think it's going to be the case, you just order something else. Or is this always situations where like they're just at a gathering and they're just eating what's supplied?
No, I would say at a restaurant.
So you would voluntarily order pizza and then use silverware?
If it came to that, yeah.
No issue. Hey, look, I'm not judging.
Okay.
Yeah, but there are other like a lot of food stuff, like I guess food icks I would call it. Some people that don't like their food touching. You ever knew anybody like that?
Yeah, I do.
Like this, like they don't like their peas touching like this and then that touching that. Like they won't eat it.
Would you eat your food if it was touching?
What food do you allow to touch?
Probably if it's like a 4 course meal.
Mm-hmm.
If I had like mashed potatoes and then like a meat,
Right.
that's okay to touch. But something that is not allowed to touch would be like mashed potatoes and like broccoli.
Vegetable juice, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't, it's like, say if you had like peas,
Hmm.
I'm sorry, it's touchy because some people just don't eat vegetables at all. So like I had to like throw out like a soft vegetable out there. Peas, what else has like juice with it? Like greens, any type of green, like, hot collard green, mustard green, turnip greens.
All the greens.
Um, I guess like if somebody cooked zucchini or something and have like that little juice that just comes from it, I don't want that touching anything. But it's not a deal breaker, I guess, unless it's like cornbread that's like getting wet by something at the
Yeah.
bottom. Soggy cornbread is like having like wet socks going to bed.
Corn has like juice if it's like not on the cob.
Hmm. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, okay.
But I don't.
Actually, I'm gonna. No, I just want to dig more into it, because this is the podcast. We do exist. These are all fictional stories,
Yeah,
by
I've
the
been
way.
waiting for it.
Yeah, it's all satire, like level one satire, like not improv level. So, you know, for people that expect like a comedic level of threats. But speaking of food touching, how like or what are your feelings on like PDA, public displays of affection? Like, are just tell me where you're on that scale. Are you heavy or like are you on a 1 to 10? Yeah.
I'm personally not the biggest PDA person. Um, just because, I mean, like, if you are, rock out, that's your thing. I'm not judging at all.
Mhm.
Just me personally, no. But also, like, if we're in public, you know, learn to do the right PDA, I guess.
Can you give me 3 bad examples of PDA?
Yeah. Um, 3 bad examples of PDA for me would be like a full on makeout sesh in public.
That's number one, you would say, or that's like number 3?
Well, I'm not ranking them.
Okay, I feel it. That's up there though.
If you're just like really, really touchy, like you just can't keep your hands to yourself and you're in my personal space.
Mhm.
Like if we're sitting on the same side of the booth, I don't like that.
Definitely no.
Us too?
So if somebody does that on the first date, that's just, is that like a run, or is that like a, this is definitely not a good sign of where this date is going?
Yeah.
I feel it. And these are all just, superficial things that I definitely would do, but nonetheless, like,
Fictional stories, fictional
yeah,
actions.
100%. So what would the third one be? So
Third one would be like if you just like grab me in a inappropriate place
yeah,
in public.
it is wild though, right?
Though, and it is.
The
It
actual
is.
thought of it, but just like, everybody, some people just they don't see eye to eye on
Mhm.
things. And some people would genuinely be like, what happened? What's wrong? What did I do to upset you?
Yeah.
And it's,
They're just not on the same page.
you're not on the same wavelength. And it just kind of makes you feel like weird, because you almost know that like there's no point of talking to them. Cause if you just don't understand that,
Like, I'm okay with those things being done in a home setting.
mhm.
That's fine, whatever.
I feel like just privacy is like really, privacy, I feel like is big for me.
Yeah, well, and it's also like whenever we're in public, like
Um,
it's not just us. Like
yeah,
it's family, it's friends, it's strangers, whatever. I just don't really want to be pictured as,
that couple.
yeah.
Yeah. I would say I would say, yeah, I'm gonna use one of yours, which is like making out. Like, okay, but also disclaimer, if you're that couple, if this clip is not for you. Um, the ones that make out, they're up there. The ones that, um, the ones that like are just too touchy feely, like mutually, like,
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say go get a room, but if I just knew, if that's what wherever the store I'm at, like Bass Pro Shop, and y'all are like touchy feely, like,
Go get a
and the
room.
rod and reels, come on.
Yeah.
This is why online shop. The third one would just be, uh, the third one is a weird one. The third, like, the third PDA that I would say like is weird, like, to see, is like that they just like probably had an argument, and like they're on like some lovey dovey, like really on top of each other, but in a Home Depot, looking at panels, like,
Yeah.
how do people turn the most like innocent stuff into some freak activity? Like, you're at Home Depot and like,
Turned on at home.
yeah, that there's only be like certain types of wood at Home Depot. So, like, let's just chill that out. All right. Would you rather date someone that is half your height or half your weight?
Mm, probably half my weight
Half your weight? Okay.
because half my height it
So
would
they're just gonna
be
be hella malnourished looking.
okay.
Oh, well, I forgot how tall they're gonna be. I guess I didn't say that.
Well, they would be very short.
Will it have to be? I guess I've pictured like that on like someone who's like 6 feet for some reason. Like, that's why I was like thinking,
I would put
uh,
half my height.
yeah,
But for me, because I can't do half my weight because then they would be
yeah,
not body shaming at all.
yeah.
But
All body positivity. plus and a plus makes a positive. That's how we are on body imaging, like almost like moving on. Uh, wine. Wine is one of the finer things in life to me. Like it's, I wouldn't see it as a hobby of mine, but I spend a decent amount of time, enjoying and experimenting and learning the nuances of it. Uh, but what type of wine do you favorite more, red or white wine?
Probably, probably red. I would say. Are you going red or white?
I'm gonna go white. I'm sipping a little lolly. I want it to go stale. So, but I'm usually gonna go white because like maybe a Pinot Grigio, maybe yeah, just really Pinot for me. Because once you kind of go, some other ones can be a little dry in my experience.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but red is cool. It's just sometimes like some reds I've had were a little too sweet,
Yeah,
and they weren't even sweet reds. Like they were just regular red, which is crazy.
I like the sweet red. That's why I said red.
Well, I like a sweet red, but it's weird when you have like a regular red that almost tastes like what a sweet red.
Yeah.
But most sweet reds are like noticeably like sweet, but in a different way. But I've had some reds that were like so bold that they almost gave me like I would have called it, but it was just like heavy. It was like very like bold. Like just regular red wine. It's just very, you know, makes you want to have like a tang to it almost. I'm not really like a certified wine sipper. I'm more of a Zaxby's taste tester. Uh,
Yeah.
that's kind of what we're on around here. Are there more wheels or doors in the world?
Are there more wheels or doors in the world?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say wheels.
Mm.
Because I mean, there's a lot, there's wheels on a lot of things that we just like, I feel like we don't notice.
The wheels on the bus go round and round.
Exactly.
But also, I would say the reason that there are more doors is because there are many opportunities in life, and opportunities are endless.
That has nothing to do with,
I mean, you got to put a little positivity in the message.
okay.
Also, please recycle and drink your water.
Yes, please.
Uh, speaking of like odd things that people probably don't do, weird food thing. Have you ever heard of someone dipping their French fries in a milkshake?
Yes. I agree with the action. I think it is.
Can you give me like a specific situation or the restaurant that you would try it in? Like, because everybody's fries are different, like as far as the cut, saltiness,
Right.
sogginess in the fry. On the shake side, it could be a little too watery. It could be a little too, just give me a rundown. Like, where would you attempt this?
Definitely steak and shake, but I would, if I ordered a milkshake and French fries with intentionally dipping my French fries in the shake,
Mhm.
I would order the milkshake without um, whipped cream because I feel like whipped cream shouldn't really go on the French fry.
You're not a very big whipped cream type of gal.
I like whipped cream, but if I'm gonna dip my French fries,
What do you like it on?
what?
Whipped cream.
Um, like a coffee on a pie.
You a pie girl? Like you like pie?
I only like pecan pie, and I have to make it
What'd you say?
pecan.
All right.
Please do not say pecan.
Like, man, when I tell you I had this one post, I had like dictionary people like in my, they were like, they like did the pronunciation thing where like, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna leave it because
We are in the South.
yeah,
If you say pecan,
you know, I just say like I heard a guy say pecan. Hey, he really beat the odds with that one. Like,
he's just trying to be different.
hey, and I love it because sometimes you got to bring the drip. When's the last time you had Subway? Just curious.
The last time I had Subway,
Mm.
um, I have no idea because I'm not a very loyal Subway customer. I'm not a big sub person, me personally.
What would you? What type of like food would you take over like so like I guess like that type of style of food like a Chipotle type of restaurant?
Mm, like like between a sub and something else.
Yeah, I guess like I'm trying to think of another restaurant that like, you can like go down the line and like you can like make it in front of you. Guess outside of so you would take like a Moe's over like a sandwich shop.
Yeah.
Like it has more value, you would say. Yeah.
I mean, I'll mess with a flatbread.
Yeah. But I mean,
Flatbreads are
the, are you a flat earther?
what?
Are you a flat earther? Do you believe that the earth is flat? Okay, actually, I'm gonna make it a question. Do you believe that the Earth is flat? No, hey, I'm not laughing. I'm not.
Sounds for the pod.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. I'm gonna leave it alone. I don't want somebody to be like fake news. Not that deep.
I
Not
don't want that.
of course not. Would you rather drive and ride around with friends, like kind of just riding out like to like the beach or something, or would you rather ride?
Ride for sure.
Because you just like don't want to deal with the hassle of driving, or is it just
I just I'm not if I could have my own personal driver drive me wherever I needed to go, I would. But I don't. And I just typically don't like driving for real. I mean, I have my moments where I'm like, man, like I really a cool
Mhm.
drive at night with the windows down with some music, like that sounds like a vibe. But most of the times, no. Especially like if there's people in the car,
Mhm.
I don't know.
I like driving. I guess I'm in like the opposite situation. I guess I find more clarity. Mhm. I prefer driving with friends because, or driving them because I feel more clarity because I know we're gonna be safer than any other option.
And usually if you're a good driver, like you're a safe driver, you're usually typically the ones that are gonna drive. Not saying that if you don't drive, you're not a good driver, but
Mm.
you just have to have a lot of trust. And I feel like people do if you drive often.
Would you like what's a bigger ick or like a bigger red flag, a bigger like no go? Someone like dating someone with road rage or dating someone who's just like a bad driver?
Dating someone, the safe answer would be dating someone that's a bad driver. But me personally, if you have road rage, I just like,
And of course, both of these are terrible options, but like which one is the lesser of the evil?
yeah,
The road rage could just get bad.
it really can. And it's just annoying.
Have you ever like known someone who just had road rage? Isn't it just kind of embarrassing?
No, it is. It's very embarrassing for sure.
I'm not gonna lie. If I offend the road rage community, I don't care. Like, yeah, just be like chill.
Just take a chill pill.
Well, how about this walk? For every person that has road rage, every time you get angry, get out your car, take your keys, and just walk. How about that? Like, it might help.
Take an Uber.
I'm your Uber driver.
No,
Yeah.
but usually the ones that have like road rage, they're definitely like
Mhm.
they they like judge other people's driving for sure too.
All right. So,
And you're not even the best driver either. So who are you to talk?
and then like, what qualification do we have for a driver of the year? Like,
Yeah.
as a civilian, like being honest, you have that friend that they feel that they're just not only that they're the safest driver, they feel like they're the most superior driver. And look, we all know that friend. If you're that friend, go you. Like, I hope you get a scholarship for driving. But it's just kind of like, what do you get out of that as far as nothing? This, I mean, you can go race illegally, but
It is not that serious.
it's not. It's really not. But do whatever makes you happy. That's safe.
Definitely
Safe.
pertains to a personality thing too.
Yeah.
Don't take life so seriously.
Yeah. Because if you take life so seriously, uh, there would, yeah, what she said, which, speaking of driving or riding around with friends, when it comes to the vibe, the ambiance, the sound that just gets put into the atmosphere, who is going to control it? Who's going to control the aux?
The driver, the passenger? The passenger. Well, are we talking like two people in a car or
Let's
multiple
say,
people?
let's say four.
Four people in a car.
Yeah.
Um,
What's your general rule of thumb on that?
I would definitely just pass the phone around and cue it up
Hmm.
because
Interesting.
sharing is caring, and I want everyone to have a good time and quality.
That's cool.
Oh my God.
Yeah, say yes. If you ain't a 10, you're a 9.9.
You comfy?
I'm about to. When I put on my long sleeve, I'm going to be comfy. Okay, so that was about 20-ish minutes. So, let's slip on that wrist a little bit darker. And when it gets a little bit hotter, take it off on out in the water. Hey, I did all this? No, still getting the kind of things.
That show that was on,
Mhm.
that gives me like country music vibes.
Now that gives me like violin country music, like some real speedy shit, like some
Like banjo type.
yeah. I I'm thinking of like The Wind by Zach Brown Band. On to my new, I can't even do it in my head because he cutting up so fast. Like I'm just imagining his hand is just like then the violin dude probably is up here just shredding it. I love to see like the strokes on like a violinist because it's very like controlled. Definitely a late ass UPS driver. He probably behind as hell.
Guy.
But the job was paying $22 an hour and it sounded good
He just want to go.
until they said you got to work a minimum of 50. Okay. I'm gonna push back on that because what were we talking about before?
Who has aux in a car of four people?
I'm gonna push back on that because you I feel like there was an era of time where you could pass your like the aux around and people could put in like a community playlist and kind of vibe out to. But I don't know if it was COVID or after or something like around that time. But a lot of people's music like like their taste kind of changed and they kind of went in their own individual directions. So it's almost now like people used to put in songs that went with the flow, but now it's like some people will just put like it's almost like
Random.
it used to be considered like if we're all playing like 90s R&B or if we're playing 80s rock or uh 2010 like rap, you know what I'm saying? It, if you're playing um Mario Neo, like Jay Holiday, and somebody throws in like Nickelback behind it. Look, it could vibe. I'm gonna like, you know, I might be here for the vibes, but what vibes are really there?
You're not matching the vibe.
You be better going off from Neo to John Mayer for real. Like that's a smoother transit. Like that's like going from anything to Dave Matthews Band. But it's just that one friend that'll throw it on and it's kind of like, oh, what y'all don't like it? No, this is like, do you believe in revoking aux
Yes.
privileges? Okay,
Yes. 100%.
okay, good, because okay, perfect. All right, so we're gonna get into the animal side of it, and these stories are all fictional. Uh, yes. Um, would you rather have a rabbit or a hamster, and why?
Probably a rabbit because a hamster is a little bit too small. You could lose a hamster.
Not if you have them in a ball. You know, those little.
Yes.
I had one of those. I'm sorry.
Seemed like you had a story behind that.
No, Buddy. I just used to be chilling, and Buddy would just like. But
Well,
the thing is, they don't roll around continuously. Like, they'll just stop, and I think they'll just go to sleep in it. And you do have to clean it out because. But hamster stuff is like small. That's the thing. Like, so as long as you know where they are, it's like, and they just kind of let it go as they go. You know,
yeah.
rabbits. Only thing
A little
about
bit messier.
well, like the ones I had, like they were actually well trained. I had like well trained hamsters. If that's the thing, if there are like any hamster likeologists out there, there's probably some guy who's like
He's like,
pounding the table. He's like, he has 12 different types of hamsters, and he's just like
ah,
really willing to slide over his fellow rodents.
about to be in your emails.
He's like, excuse me, would you rather ride a horse or a camel?
Ride a horse or a camel?
Mhm.
Probably a camel because I've been on a horse before. Never a camel though.
The camel does sound like a lot more stable too.
It's like
Like, cause they go so not like they go like slower. Yeah.
it's more aesthetic too. I know that's like weird, but like
You'd rather be on a hump than like a huge ass horse. Cause some horses can make you look like small. Like, I've seen some huge, like people don't realize, but that's horses. This is one of those things unless you like see it in person. Like there are some horses that like are like 7 feet or like 6 feet at the shoulders. So and their head is like another like foot and a half. Like that's insane.
some people do not need to be on a horse.
No, no. I feel like if you would not want to get into a lifted truck or if you felt like that's too much for you, you wouldn't want
Yeah.
to get on a horse.
No.
Because I feel like a horse is less forgiving because it's like you can miss a horse or like you get on a horse wrong and the horse just might skate off and then you fail. And you can really break an ankle or like rolling because that's a long drop. It's depending on like how big you are because you might have to get a bigger horse and a bigger horse is going to be taller and that's just higher to get up. And then once you really get moving, you could just lose your balance. Like, what if you
Yeah.
just have terrible balance and you just fall off the horse?
Save a horse.
Moving on. Would you rather ride an ostrich or a camel? Okay, I'm gonna toss that one just because. Okay.
Please.
Would you no stroking a tarantula or a snake is crazy. Ooh, I like that one
What
actually.
is it?
A tarantula or a snake. Hold
Mm,
up. Okay.
again.
Would you rather touch a tarantula or a snake? And the tarantula's like big as your hand.
A,
Non-venomous snake, I guess, right?
a snake.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, I don't do snakes nor spiders, but like you could touch the very like end of a snake and get away by like quickly. A
I
tarantula,
just,
if you just
I imagine you doing that and like trying to just, I bet you just do that and like running and like the snake is just like, oh, I'm right. That's the thing though, is like snakes are mad dope for real because they can really just do stuff that we can't like. Somebody just can't touch us on the back and we can turn like a 360 and like bite them, you know?
I mean, we could.
You could, but like imagine how people will look at you like every person that touch you on the shoulder like you bit them, like you know that's a crazy reputation, right? Yeah, she's a biter. It's like, what do you mean? He's like, bro, like kind of bad. It's like, what do you mean?
Well, she's in therapy for it.
No, like she has like a few charges for it, probably. A real biter, like bro, chill. Like, hey, go touch your shoulder. Would you rather milk a cow or shear a sheep?
Milking a cow is fun. I'll milk a cow any day.
Yes. I'm gonna shear the sheep. I'm gonna give it like a fade. I gave it like a one all around and just go like a zero for the fade, and then we'll just blend it in from there. You know, I might even see what I can give him up in front. I might give him like a Bellingham. I might give him like a Phil Foden. I might give him. I'll give him something fresh on the front, right? I might even give him a little sideburn, taper it. I might even taper it. You hit different. You know what also hits different? Owning a kangaroo. I want a kangaroo one day.
Really?
Yeah. Um, It's just a side note, kind of like some like Willy Wonka type of
With the baby or without?
both. Yeah, I would prefer both. Um,
Interesting.
only because like I really want to enforce the family dynamic, and then I'm gonna put the other one to work.
Right.
Ooh, okay, five or that eye is crazy. When it comes to dating, would you rather a phone call or a video call?
Like to speak to someone that I'm dating? Um, Probably video call if I'm just like at home chilling or I'm in like a chill
Mm.
environment. But like if I'm like out running errands or I'm like out in a social setting,
Mm.
do not FaceTime me because all it's gonna do is sit there and reconnect and I'm not gonna be able to hear you. So just call me, especially if it's important.
Mm. Thoughts? Okay. Yeah. I'll say the same as well. Even though, just don't call me at all.
Oh,
I'm emotionally unavailable until like March. Do you?
it's
Yeah.
okay.
Do you have to sleep with the light on?
No, not at all. I will.
Okay.
You're like trying to pull it out of me. Um, I will sleep with like a tiny light on just in case, like, because there have been times where like I've had to use the restroom in the middle of the night and I can't see because it's pitch black and I'm not trying to scare myself.
That makes sense. You're scared, so you have to have a
I'm
night.
not, no, I'm not scared.
Nah.
I just want to be able to see.
Yeah. No, 100%. Do you do you have to watch something when you eat? Or you have to like be looking at a screen when you eat?
Yeah, I either have to be like talking to somebody or watching something.
Okay.
I don't know why.
When do you think like that began?
I think it's always been like that
Really?
since day one.
Day one since day one.
Yeah.
What's your preferred thing to just throw on? Like you don't have that much time to eat. You kind of have to just go with something that like just works.
Probably a YouTube video, like a vlog, a quick little like 12-minute vlog.
Okay, cool, cool. All right, would you say you're a fast eater or a slow eater?
I'm a slow eater for sure.
It's because you like to enjoy the food, or it's just because you just
Yeah, no, I definitely like to enjoy my food, whether it's not enjoyable or not. I try to at least.
so even if somebody was eating with you, they wouldn't know if it was good or bad because you're gonna eat it at the same pace.
Yeah,
Wow,
basically. I
that's
mean,
dope.
no, I would definitely tell them. Like,
Oh, you just wouldn't eat it,
tell them, no, I would eat it, but I'd be like, this is not the best.
and then just
But I mean, I'm still gonna eat it because food is food and I'm not gonna waste anything. But people who eat too fast, they don't rub me the wrong way, but like, you sit there and talk about how hungry you are for 2 hours and then you have your food in front of you and it's gone in 10 seconds. And I'm like, you didn't even get to, you didn't even get to
take it
look at the
all.
whole meal.
Yeah,
It was gone.
they didn't get to appreciate it.
You inhaled,
Inhaled it,
you
gone,
inhaled it, gone.
disappeared.
You'll never see it again.
You won't.
Like, and why are you in a rush too?
I mean, some people just have to
Enjoy the moment.
enjoy the moment. That is going to be the message of the pod. But closing out, I have I have like a thing for you. For $100, would you drink a cap full of lemon juice or a cap full of apple cider vinegar?
A capful? That's not very much.
Well, we can go. All right, scratch that.
Okay.
Closing out, would you rather drink a quarter? Would you rather drink a half a cup of lemon juice or a half a cup of apple cider vinegar?
Lemon juice.
Okay. Dang, $100 is too much, huh? Maybe I should say like 50.
No, I think 100 is,
Yeah, that's gonna be a heck of stomach ache for sure.
yeah.
It's like watching a horror movie. Just makes my stomach hurt. It's just annoying. I look, shout out to the horror movie fans, but also shout out to the supporters of Rice Talk and everything we put out because it's all for you and a furtherness of a bit of positivity. What do you have for us closing out, host?
Um, Enjoy the moments. Don't always be in a rush. Live your life. Be positive.
And reduce, reuse, recycle. Don't forget to drink your water. It's hydration is much needed, as well as rest. Get your rest when you can. Don't forget to, share the pod, like the pod, be the pod.
That's a new one.
Remember, if it ain't right, get
Get
rice.
rice.